What happens to the people who are sent to Alligator Alcatraz who are not criminals, who perhaps were there by accident?
Nobody is there by accident. These are people who have committed a crime against the United States by entering this country illegally.
This is the nonsense that they have to deal with the left-wing media. They're trying to make it seem as though illegal immigrants are being detained by accident or put into detention centers by accident. This is the way that they try to pull on people's heartstrings. Don't fall for it. But this is one of the two stories that I want to get into today of DACA recipients thinking that they are above the law and that they have protections that they no longer have. Let's get into it. But before we do, please hit that subscribe button for me, please.
As President Trump cracks down on illegal immigration, the number of migrants caught crossing the southern border last month was 4,600. That's a record low.
At the same time, a record high number of migrants are in detention, 60,000. Some of them at the new facility in the Florida Everglades.
The roundup of undocumented immigrants is supposed to focus on what the administration calls the worst of the worst criminals. But as Lilia Luciano reports, some detainees have no criminal record at all.
The Trump administration has a mantra about Alligator Alcatraz.
The worst of the worst, always at first.
We heard it too when we sat with ICE Deputy Director Madison Sheehan in Washington.
What happens to the people who are sent to Alligator Alcatraz who are not criminals, who perhaps were there by accident?
Nobody is there by accident. These are people who have committed a crime against the United States by entering this country illegally.
But CBS News has learned many of those detainees have no criminal charges. And some, like Edgar, are dreamers. Edgar has lived in the U.S. for nearly 25 years. He arrived when he was 13 years old and is a DACA recipient, an Obama-era program that offers temporary protection from deportation to undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. In June, the father of 3 U.S. citizen children was detained during a traffic stop. Edgar was among the first detainees sent to Alligator Alcatraz.
When he got arrested and he was taken there, I was actually worried for his life.
We spoke to his brother and his mom, who asked us to only use older photos of his kids to protect their privacy.
Que me lo están privando de su libertad, eso me tiene atada de manos.
This man was brought here 25 years ago from his mother, and she's doing the interview in Spanish. She cannot speak a word of English. In the 25 years that she's been here, she has made no attempt to assimilate to the culture, to become a part of the society and speak English like an American citizen, because she has no intentions on becoming a citizen. They come here to extract resources and better their lives. That's it. They don't come here to be Americans. They come here to take the American dream away from other Americans.
He's being deprived of his freedom. That makes you feel like your hands are tied.
Edgar is now in a different detention center in Florida. When we spoke with him on video call, he asked us to not use his name or show his face.
Do you think the government made a mistake when they arrested you and sent you to Alligator Alcatraz?
Absolutely not.
Correct, yes. There's actually people who's innocent, like me.
When you were arrested and you told them, I have DACA status and it's active, what did they tell you?
He said DACA was canceled, that I will stand no chance in staying in the country.
What do you think is the point? What do you think you're in?
Make you lose your mind. It's like a torture and try to make you deport yourself.
And when I reached out to DHS, a spokesperson told me that the agency's position is that DACA does not confer any form of legal status in this country, that recipients are subject to arrest and deportation, and they encourage dreamers to, as they call it, self-deport.
Okay, let's get into the second story of another DACA recipient thinking that they are above the law, that they can't be deported no matter what they do.
Now, friends, family, and activists are demanding the release of a woman arrested by CBP at the El Paso airport. She was the recipient of Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or known as DACA, which allows people who are brought here in the U.S. as children to stay and work in the country. ABC 7's Heriberto Perez has that story.
Here at the El Paso International Airport is where Catalina Xochitl Santiago recorded this video that's going viral, and it shows her being questioned by immigration officials.
Go ahead and turn off your phone. You can come in with those answers, okay?
For what?
We're going to question you in regards to your documents.
The video shows Border Patrol asking her where she got her employment authorization in the U.S. Moments later, Santiago asks to have her lawyer with her. An agent can be here telling her she can't see her lawyer unless he's buying a plane ticket for her.
Your lawyer unless he's got a plane ticket. So we're already past screening. So it doesn't work that way.
She keeps asking why they were questioning her. They eventually took her into custody. A GoFundMe page has been set up to raise funds for her legal expenses. The GoFundMe says she is an immigration activist. I reached out to the Department of Homeland Security. DHS says she's a Mexican national. Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement, CBP arrested her because she has a criminal history, including charges for trespassing, possession of narcotics, and drug paraphernalia. The statement says in part, quote, any illegal alien who is a DACA recipient may be subject to arrest and deportation for a number of reasons, including if they've committed a crime, end quote. I also spoke with Border Patrol about the inspections they conduct at the airport, highway checkpoints, and between the ports of entry.
If you have a criminal record, you're going to be processed for that. You're going to be prosecuted, and you're going to be removed out of the country.
And a local migrant advocacy group plans to protest outside the ICE Service Processing Center tomorrow at 5 p.m. Reporting inside the El Paso International Airport, Heriberto Perez, ABC 7.
And ABC 7 has reached out to the protest organizers and the people in charge of Santiago's GoFundMe for comment, but we didn't hear back in time for this newscast.
It's ridiculous how these people can come here and think they can behave any kind of way that they want and think that they can still stay in the country. I'm proud of President Trump for removing the mistake that Obama made by actually making the executive order to have the DACA program to start with. But if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.